ain't trying to take the subway. I don't feel like getting mauled with a bunch of questions. But I ain't the typical fan that's got 9 different subway lines going to the Barclays Center. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a problem for the New York Knicks. Because if you're the New York Knicks, all you got right now is the $73+ million available in cap space and the potential to have the #1 overall pick in the draft because you got the worst record in basketball. The Brooklyn Nets, devoid of any stars, are 23 games better than the New York Knicks in the win column. The Knicks got 14 wins. Brooklyn's got 37. And ain't a single damn star on their team. You can't make this up. You cannot make this up. The Brooklyn Nets are coming. And I got news for you. They're not just coming come playoff time. They're coming towards free agency. If you are a Kawhi Leonard, if you are a Kevin Durant, if you are any of these mega stars, why would you pick the Knicks over the Nets? Especially when James Dolan finds himself in the news for one idiotic reason after another. Getting in Steve Mills and Scott Perry's way. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not good. I'm a Knicks fan. Ain't gonna never change. Ain't gonna ever change. I know I'm grammatically incorrect, but damn it, I'm excited. It's not gonna ever change. I'm gonna always be a Knicks fan. But I tell you this much, I ain't gonna be a net hater. I'm not gonna be a net hater. I might hate that traffic on Atlantic Avenue. That's about it. There's a better brand of basketball in the boroughs. It ain't in Manhattan, Midtown. Oh, it's in Brooklyn. And it's the Brooklyn Nets. Players for the beginning of the day, they play Toronto in the first round. With nothing to lose. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but it's time to start paying attention. I said it months ago. But I watched D'Angelo Russell put on that show last night. And I watched Dudley come and hit that key 3. And I watched Hollis Jefferson close the deal with his layup with 0.8 seconds left in the game. And as great of a broadcaster as Ryan Ruocco is, a young, great broadcaster, play-by-play guy, he wasn't faking his excitement. What a comeback. What a comeback. I couldn't believe it. They were down 25. I contemplated going downstairs last night at my house and cheating and stealing a bowl of Crunch Berries. I've laid off the Crunch Berries, but I was going to cheat last night. But then I disciplined myself and said, damn it, I need to go to bed. And this sugar high I get is going to keep me up. I don't want to do that. So I went back up and flicked the damn channel. And it was 25 down. And then suddenly it was like 8. I said, what the hell is going on? What's going on here? What happened? I couldn't believe it. The Brooklyn Nets, ladies and gentlemen. This is a nationally syndicated radio show. And my lead item today was the Brooklyn Nets. But it wasn't just because they're good, with the potential to be great if they acquire a marquee free agent in this summer. It was because of what it does to the Knicks. If my man Jalen Rose is right, it won't matter because even though cats talk about wanting to win, and clearly Brooklyn's a better situation than the Knicks in that category right now, when you have these stars, they usually go to the bigger brand. And the Knicks are clearly a bigger brand. But right now, let's be clear. That's all they got going for them. Especially with James Dolan. With his foolishness being in the media for such pettiness. Like trying to throw fans out of the garden. Grow up. I don't get into all the complaints about James Dolan like other people do. But in this regard, grow up. And stop getting in the way of your subordinates. Help them to do their job by staying the hell out of the way. Grow some thick skin or do us a favor and then don't show up. Let somebody else sit in your seat. Go play the guitar somewhere. New York Knicks in trouble. They in trouble. Because now they need the number one overall pick. Because you're going to have a lot of cats excited. If the New York Knicks get the number one overall pick, it's going to be Zion Williamson out of Duke. And you're going to have a lot of cats excited about coming to play with him. So that would help you. But if you don't get the number one overall pick, who's there to be excited about playing with? R.J. Barrett's got skills, but he ain't wowing you to play with him. Not like Zion is. And I'm afraid if the New York Knicks don't capture the number one overall pick in the draft lottery, then I think people are going to choose Brooklyn over them in free agency. That's my thinking. But the New York Knicks ain't the only ones with a problem. The other team with a problem is the Los Angeles Lakers. Because news came down that Doc Rivers reached an extension with the Los Angeles Clippers. And I got great news for you. At the top of hour number 2, I'm going to have someone that is undisputably one of the top 2 executives in the history of basketball, who also happens to be the consultant to billionaire owner Steve Ballmer of the Clippers. His name is the great Jerry West, the silhouette himself. He will be on the show at the top of hour number 2, the Stephen A. Smith Show, ESPN Radio, ESPN News. Don't miss it. And here's a big reason why. The Los Angeles Clippers have agreed to an extension with Doc Rivers. Now, as I reported weeks ago, Doc Rivers had the right to get out of his contract after this season if he wanted to. Even though he had recently re-upped with them, he had an out after the season. He could have left. But Doc Rivers, as far as I'm concerned, outside of the brilliant coaching job that now has him as one of the top 3 Coach of the Year candidates in the NBA, as far as I'm concerned, no CP3, no Blake Griffin, no DeAndre Jordan, but he's in the playoffs at the players will begin today. And the Clippers are about 10 or 11 games over 500. What a job by Doc Rivers. What a job. Patrick Beverley, Danilo Gallinari, Shea Alexander. These are the people that he has. These are 10, 11 games over 500. What a sensational job by Doc Rivers. But another brilliant move he made. All that noise percolated about the Lakers. Clippers came, re-upped him, made sure there wasn't no possibility he was leaving for the Lakers. He's a Clipper for years to come. And oh, by the way, he's got the better team. Who, by the way, has more cap space than the Lakers to offer a free agent or 2 this summer. So in New York and in LA, we got the sister franchises, essentially, for lack of a better term, the Mets. That's the Brooklyn Nets. They're basically the Mets to the Yankees. Except the Knicks ain't really the Yankees because the Yankees actually win and the Knicks don't. But that's beside the point. I'm talking about Brandon here. Branding. You have a situation where there's 2 stepsisters or stepchildren in the 2 largest markets in the United States of America are threatening to be number 1. Relegating the 2 premier branded franchises to nothing. Because let me tell y'all something right now. This Lakers situation that you're looking at, it ain't going to get any better if you don't improve the roster. Magic Johnson and LeBron James are under immense pressure to get somebody to come to Tinseltown for the purple and gold. The Clippers don't appear to have that problem. I'm here to tell y'all right now, they're incredibly confident Kawhi Leonard's coming to L.A. Kawhi Leonard has been balling. The numbers are there. Don't get me wrong, but if you speak to NBA analysts, They will tell you they see something's missing from Kawhi Leonard. That fire in his belly, per se, that says that he wants. They're seeing more of the guy that wanted to leave San Antonio now in Toronto than a guy that helped Popovich and Tim Duncan and those boys win a championship over Miami a few years earlier. That's what they're seeing. So the belief is that Kawhi Leonard definitely is leaving Toronto and that he's going to end up coming to the Clippers. I don't know. I don't know Kawhi Leonard. But I'm telling you what NBA aficionados are saying. They believe he's leaving. They believe he wants to be in Toronto. They believe this is a one-year wonder. That's it. And Toronto's going all in. Masai Ujiri went all in. I'm going with Kawhi Leonard. We going for the chip. We trying to win a championship. And then even if he leaves, at least we deliver the championship to the city of Toronto and the country that is Canada. That's basically what he's saying. In the end, what it comes down to is that the Clippers, because you can't rule Kevin Durant out. If Kevin Durant's going to leave Golden State, and clearly Draymond Green doesn't care whether he stays or goes, and I'll get into that a little bit later, at Golden State, while hoping Kevin Durant doesn't leave, their priority is to keep Klay Thompson because they don't want him to become a Laker. The bottom line is Kevin Durant could be going someplace else. And if he's going someplace else, why would it be the Knicks instead of Brooklyn? Remember, he's connected to Roc Nation and Jay-Z, even though Rich Kleiman is his guy. But he used to work with Jay-Z, if not still doing so. So the bottom line is, if Jay-Z going to look out for anybody and he's got any kind of influence, it would be Brooklyn instead of the Knicks. Now, his man Juan Perez is a Knicks fan true to his core. But Kevin Durant's a grown man that's going to end up making his own decision. The point is, if you Jay-Z and you got any kind of influence, you're going to steer him towards Brooklyn, not the Knicks. Unless he chooses to go to L.A. And you cannot put this past Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant don't care about that purple and gold, all that Brandon luster and all that. That's not him. And I don't think for 1 second he's trying to help LeBron James remain atop the Heat. He's trying to knock him off. Kevin Durant is somebody that believes he's the best in the world right now. He don't think we know what the hell we talking about when we say LeBron better than him. He don't believe that. So why would he want to go and help LeBron win in L.A. when he could join the Clippers and dethrone him directly? Even more personal than he already has done. Oh, my Lord. These storylines. It don't get no better than this. It don't get no better than this. That was Straight Talk Wireless, nationwide coverage on America's largest and most dependable 4G LTE networks. We'll take your calls on this and then some. We'll talk about all of this, the Brooklyn Nets, the Knicks, the Los Angeles Clippers, Doc Rivers' new deal, and, of course, the impact that's going to have on the Lakers. And that's just getting started. I ain't even bring up Draymond and Kevin Durant yet. I ain't even bring up Philly against Boston tonight, which is why I'm in Philly right now. And I ain't even get to the NFL. And, oh, by the way, Jerry West, the great, phenomenal executive himself, Jerry West, the consultant extraordinaire at present moment, is coming on to start off hour number 2. Oh, it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. You're listening live. Stephen A. ESPN Radio, ESPN News. By the way, when you're hiring, you don't want to waste time sorting through dozens of irrelevant resumes, do you? You want an efficient way to get to a short list of qualified candidates. That's why you need Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes, set up screening questions based on your job requirements, then zero in on qualified candidates using an intuitive online dashboard. Discover why 3 million businesses use Indeed for hiring. Post a job today.